Okay, so we've got a great guest with us now, Matan Evan. And so, guys, do we have the clip of him getting on the jumbotron at the LA Clippers game to roll before we get him on? Let's go ahead and roll this. So in case we forgot, we remember, of course, LeBron and taking a knee for China, and, you know, it's all about China. There's oppression in the West, and it's bad here, but, you know, everything's cool in China. And then the whole NBA censorship over the Hong Kong issue. So Matan decided to go out, and this is real trolling, free speech, activism, all rolled into one at the LA Clippers game. Here's the clip. So they have the dance cam. Everybody's on the jumbotron. He holds up the Clippers jersey. Switch. Fight for freedom. Stand with Hong Kong. Oh, get the camera off of him. Shut it down. Shut the whole thing down. Oh my gosh. And so there he was, and now here he is. Matan, thank you so much for coming on today. Okay, let's hear the story. You're going to the Clippers game. You brought the shirt with you, so I guess you at least, you know, had some plans for wearing the shirt or some form of activism. Did you plan on trying to get onto the jumbotron? Was that something you were thinking about before the game?
So basically what happened is I have season tickets to the Clippers, and they were giving out free Hong Kong shirts, and I had already been somewhat informed on what was going on in Hong Kong. So I thought, since they were doing that and they were being generous themselves giving out the free shirts, I thought that maybe I should try to help them. And I did support their cause also. I really support them. I think Hong Kong is in dire need of help, and I think it's really good that Trump has signed the bill for them. And so, yeah, but besides that, I want to say thank you just for putting me on your show. I've been a big fan of you for a while now, so.
Wait a second. So you're saying somebody gave you the shirt, the Hong Kong shirt you're talking about?
Yeah, so what happened is outside of the Staples Center, they gave out a lot of the free Hong Kong shirts. And from what I know, I've read a few articles on it, I think they gave around nearly 13,000 shirts.
So there was a group outside of the Staples Center, and if you haven't been there, it's a huge area, the Staples Center, and there's a bunch of foot activity, street activity. There's a whole like complex with restaurants and stuff right by it where people hang out. And so you're saying this group that stands for the freedom of Hong Kong was out there handing out these T-shirts. You got one. You took it into the game with you. At what point did you decide you were going to try to get that on the jumbotron?
I mean, I've been on the jumbotron a few times, but not really anything that was like serious. Maybe just honestly just to be on the dance cam. But the second I got the shirt, I realized that I had to, promote something that was going to promote good. And, I really support their movement, and I thought that it could be good if I held up the shirt for them.
So you'd been on the dance cam before?
Well, yeah, I've been on it a few times. That's why I was like, when I got on, I made like a face, but that wasn't really necessarily shocked that I got on it. It was more like, oh, look at the shirt. Like but like I've been on it a few times, so I think like I'm pretty well versed in getting on it, because I've been on it before where you just hold up the shirt and then you just dance or whatever on it. And I've done that before, so I thought that this time I could, instead of just maybe dancing or something, I could actually put the shirt. And now that I have done that, when I go to the Clipper games, they never put me on. They don't even put the camera near me.
Oh my gosh. So you'd been on the dance cam. You've mastered the art of getting on the dance cam. I mean, if you want to break out some of your famous dance moves, don't be shy. But now you're saying after you put the Hong Kong T-shirt on the jumbotron, they make sure to avoid your seat there in the Staples Center?
Yeah, so I sit in seats 219, and sometimes the cameraman will look at me and he'll just avoid me. Like he'll give me a look without putting the camera next to me.
No, cameraman. No, cameraman. He's in seat 340 on the other side of the arena. No. He's not in that seat. Don't worry about that. Okay, so let's come back and let's talk about this. Dance cam expert gets onto the dance cam, trolls them, shows the free Hong Kong T-shirt. Now they won't let him on the dance cam. I mean, can you believe this? I mean, the joy they're robbing Matan of right now, it's just infuriating. That's Matan Evan right there. And immediately after this interview, he's going to go to a YouTube video tutorial on how you can get on the dance cam. Because he's the pro. Now, Matan was explaining how he gets on the dance cam, regularly going to Clippers games as a season ticket holder. And so he knew if he got up there and danced with the shirt, he could get on the screen. And then he flipped the shirt and got the Free Hong Kong t-shirt on there. Which was, again, you know, what's amazing to me about this is that you didn't even plan it. It all just kind of happened for you. You were explaining how you got the T-shirt before the game and then figured you could get on the dance cam and show the T-shirt. Was there a reaction from the crowd around you? Did anybody notice what you had just done?
So a lot of people were going to the bathrooms for this, and they weren't really focusing on that. And so since some of the people were already not in the stadium to see it on that, the cameraman had taken it off so quickly that there was really no time for anybody to react quick enough to really see what happened. To be fair, I mean, I didn't know this until I saw the clip, but there were a few people around me who laughed at the shirt and thought it was funny, but there was no like cheering or anything like that. No one besides like around me really actually saw what had happened.
Dude, look at that. You were in, did you see you were in a Time magazine story?
Yeah, I saw. I was very excited when I saw that because I had just come out of school and someone told me that like I had become like viral and I thought they were lying. And then I saw it and I kind of.
Well, I would say, I mean, the video has to have at least 1 million views on Twitter alone. I'm sure you didn't expect that.
Oh, no, I didn't expect that at all. I thought because they told me that they had saw it on Twitter and I thought they weren't being truthful, as I just said. And then I went on Twitter and I saw the video. It had like 5 million views, and I was just kind of shocked. All
right, now you're an InfoWars fan. It also says that you crashed a World of Warcraft panel. Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay, what's that about?
So basically, there was a esports player. If you know what esports is, it's like a gaming with sports, and there was an esports player named Blizzcon, and I wasn't informed of this because I don't personally watch what he was playing, but he was playing a game called Hearthstone, if I'm correct, and after he won, he said some things about Hong Kong, and China, of course, wasn't very happy about that, and so Blizzard, the people who hosted the game and the whole convention of BlizzCon, they decided to hold his money and ban him. And they got a lot of backlash for that. So they eventually gave him the money, but he's still banned for 6 months. So he still hasn't got the full justice.
Wait a second. Guys, rewind that tape back. Was that you walking out on the floor in front of the panel?
Yeah, so people actually, the tickets...
Hold on a second. No, wait, hold on. So that's you right there.
Yeah.
You are fearless, dude.
Yeah. Thank you.
So explain what was happening here?
So the tickets to BlizzCon were about like $230 each, and I'm not old enough to go. You have to be 13 to go by yourself, and I'm 12. So I mean, I don't think they would have checked, but they might have
I'll get
something.
you a fake ID. We'll get you in there.
So I would have had to go with an adult, and someone on Twitter, they started a GoFundMe to buy me and my brother tickets to it so I could go.
Was that because they knew you from the Hong Kong Clippers video?
Yeah.
This is amazing. Keep going.
Okay.
So you get the GoFundMe and they get the tickets, and you and your older brother go. Well,
the GoFundMe had raised $50, but no one else really donated to it. So the people who donated $50, like the person who donated and their friends collectively decided that they were going to pay for 2 tickets if no one else, like, you know, kind of stepped up and donated, I guess. And that's what kind of happened. Like, those people actually bought tickets, and I actually got to see a few of them at BlizzCon, and I thank them.
Now, was this the same deal? Did you plan on this protest at BlizzCon in front of the World of Warcraft panel, or you just got in there and just did it?
Well, I wasn't necessarily planning on when to do it, but I knew I was going to do something, and I thought they had actually taken me to BlizzCon so I could protest, but I've actually talked to them, and it turned out they just wanted, they bought me tickets and my brother because they thought I would enjoy it, which I did, and they didn't even really expect me to protest or kind of do anything. But I kind of felt like if I was going to go because of what I've done for Hong Kong, I got to continue going for Hong Kong. And I knew that I was going to try to get on a Q&A and go into the mic and say free Hong Kong. And that's what I tried to do. But they wouldn't let me get through no matter how many times I lied and said I was trying to find my family. But they wouldn't let me get through. So my only option was either to try to run through like 5 security or just go up and yell at everybody to free Hong Kong.
And that's what you ended up doing? That's what we see in the video there?
Yeah.
Guys, roll it one more time. Man, I'm telling you, there are grown men who don't have the courage to do what you did and step out on that in front of that panel, and you just seem fearless. Like there's no qualms. Like you don't even, it's like you didn't even question it.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, it wasn't really a matter of me being embarrassed of it or me being scared that they were going to actually take me off, maybe physically take me off, which was honestly what I was expecting. I was maybe expecting for them to maybe grab me, take me off, ban me from the stadium. But I guess they really didn't know what to do. Maybe they were informed to just let it happen.
Yeah, they're like stunned. They're like, what? You're like a modern Marvel. You're like, who is this 12-year-old Superman out here? I don't know whether to fight him or kick him out or like bow to him or give him a microphone. Okay, but so all right, are you in school right now? Do you just got done with school today, correct?
Yeah.
So
School just ended for me.
Is this a public school that you're at?
Yeah, I go to a public school.
And do your classmates know about your political activism and your politics?
Yeah, I mean, I told a few of them. I mean, actually, someone in my class told me that I had gone viral. And after I had figured it out, I mean, I told some of my close friends what had happened because I was really excited about, the fact that it had gone viral, especially since it was such a, in my opinion, such a good message, such a black and white message that it was obvious,
Well, dude, you're an inspiration and just an overall cool dude. How did you said you're an InfoWars fan. How did you find out about InfoWars?
Honestly, I'm going to be honest. My favorite person on InfoWars is probably you. And I kind of figured out about you through some of the Owen Shroyer Destroys videos from, I think it's a channel called Savage Facts. And I like watching those, I think they're pretty funny.
This is actually amazing because, folks, this is actually really important here, and we're about to go to break. So Matan, just stick around with me for just a little bit of this next segment because what you just talked about is actually really, really important for two different reasons. And so we're gonna get one more segment with this young man who has more courage, a 12-year-old with more courage than I see in an average man out there with a family. I mean, and that's kind of like a joke, like, hey, look at him walking out in front of the panel and getting on the clipper screen. But it's true. I mean, folks, most men take no action. He's already taken more action as a 12-year-old than most men do their whole lives. Matan Evan is my guest. He's even more powerful than I thought. He has more power than we ever imagined. You can follow him on Twitter, Matan Evan Off, at Matan Evan Off. We'll pull that up on the screen right now so you can see where to follow him on Twitter. There it is, his YouTube page, Matan Evan. And look at that. He's got some his own little podcast that he's got going right now. How about that? He's covering the Hong Kong protest. So, Matan, you may not even realize what you stumbled onto at the end of the last segment that is so key right now. And I asked you how you found InfoWars. And Matan said, well, actually what he found was videos of me going out on the streets, debating the liberals, the Trump haters at these political events that go viral on YouTube. They get millions of views. There's literally like dozens of like 3-hour-long movies that they just compile with all this stuff. And so Matan stumbled onto that. But here's what's crazy about this, folks. So I don't know if Matan, you haven't even mentioned your parents or if they have any politics or if they influenced you or they have any, opinion on what your politics are. But the reason why I bring this up is because for you, what spurred you to, I guess, maybe get politically active or at least watch InfoWars was finding videos on YouTube. Well, they're trying to ban us from having videos on YouTube, folks. And so I guess I'm lucky enough. I'm personally banned. I'm not allowed to upload to YouTube. They took away my 5 channels, all gone. Some of the content wasn't even political, just older stuff. And so it's other outlets out there that just take compilations of my stuff that goes viral. And so that's how people find InfoWars. So you have to understand, Matan is an example of somebody that finds InfoWars going through the internet, looking for whatever information, a story, a video, and then finds InfoWars. That's what they're trying to stop. That's literally what they're trying to stop. And then the other key here, as Matan is a 12-year-old student, they don't want the youth getting the message. They don't want the youth having that impact. And so when you said that, it all just became clear to me, that level of censorship, that real impact, where they don't even want you to see an InfoWars video. They don't even want you to know who I am. And Matan, you're well on that path too. I mean, how dare you execute your free speech? How dare you want to raise awareness for the Hong Kong protesters?
So just to give a little context of what I think you're talking about. So I upload, as you mentioned, my YouTube channel videos, and actually one of my channel videos was taken down, even though, I mean, they say there's no blood, but there wasn't necessarily blood to be taken down. And it said that it shouldn't be used to disgust or to shock people, which it wasn't. It's mainly just to be a discussion, just to inform people, to educate people on the situation in Hong Kong, the movement in Hong Kong. But they took it down without giving me any reason on why they actually took it down. They just took it down. And I mean, I wasn't really happy about that because, you know, with a strike on my channel, there are certain features you can't do. And if I'm going to keep going to these Hong Kong protests, I might want to live stream it, and they're going to limit how long my videos are. Kind of sucks.
Wow. And so what happens now? Because you said that they put a strike on your account for that video. I'm guessing it's just a video where you're doing commentary and you're playing some clips of the police brutality. What kind of, because I haven't been allowed to be on YouTube in over a year, so it's changed a lot. What do they do now when you get that strike? What are your punishments?
Well, honestly, they didn't even update it. So like they just striked my channel without giving me any updates on any of the things I want to be able to do. They wouldn't even give me updates or why they took it down. I did end up making a video on it and a tweet because I was like, this isn't fair. Why would they take down my free speech when, you know, it's America? I should be allowed to have free speech. And they honestly did put it back up, which is good, but they put it with an age restriction, which, I mean, considering now the youth can't see it, as you've previously said, they don't want the youth to see yours. Now the youth who have their YouTube channels is 12, they can't actually watch the video because it's older.
It's just amazing because, I mean, I just think about, you're going on the internet, you're looking for information, or, you know, one of your students or somebody wants to find your report on it, and they can't do it, folks. They literally don't want the kids to see this. They don't want the youth to form their own opinion. They want their teachers run by the state to give them the opinion. They want Saturday Night Live to give them their opinion. They want the mainstream media to give them their opinion. And so I would guess, I mean, just for yourself, though, kind of measuring yourself here, is this something you're consciously like, oh, I don't want mainstream news. I don't want the Hollywood opinions. I want to get my own. Or how did you come to even want to find videos like of me or other stuff or Hong Kong police brutality on YouTube or the internet?
So I know a lot of people, especially people my age, they don't really form their own opinions. Well, not all of them. I mean, you could use me as an example, but not all of them form their own opinions, and some of them will just go with what their parents say or what their favorite celebrities say or what the news says, even if it's biased and if it's not telling the truth. And that's not really good in today's generation, especially people my age who are so gullible, who are just falling for all this big shit. And like, sorry to curse, but like they're falling for all this stuff. And like, I talk to people at school, and, you know, sometimes they say something that's true, but a lot of the time it doesn't make sense.
Well, this has been very, very productive with you here. Even more powerful than we ever imagined. Darth Vader is sitting back right now. He's like scrambling. He's like, what will we do with this young Jedi? Emperor Palpatine. All right. Well, what do you want to say, man? I mean, you seem like you got a motor there that can go forever. Do you want to talk about what's coming up on your YouTube? Do you want to say something inspiring for other young audience members or something else for the audience before we let you go?
Yeah, I mean, of course, like my Twitter, you can follow that. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be posting some more police brutality moments that happened in Hong Kong. I'll be posting stuff like that. I might live stream some of the protests that I go to live. And I might do stuff like that. And to all the young people, I really think it's important for them to know that you should form your own opinions. You should think for yourselves. You shouldn't, maybe your parents are the adult in your life, but you should still think for yourself and think about what they're telling you. And you shouldn't just, without thinking about it, just follow your famous idol or your parents. You should need to think about it for yourselves. And of course, free Hong Kong. I think that's a very important message. You gotta, as this says, fight for freedom. I think those are two very important messages that mean a lot to me, especially with what's happened recently. And, I think Hong Kong is a very important movement that it really shows that people are being silenced and people don't really get freedom. And I've seen some people actually tell me, well, Hong Kong is free, but I don't really think, as I've said, I think they're misinformed and they don't really know the situation of what's really happening in Hong Kong.
And then it reaches another level. They see you getting censored, your free speech under attack, and then it becomes even more real.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the people who really think Hong Kong is free and all the people who are pro-Beijing probably reported my video falsely, and I think YouTube might have done it. I don't know exactly why they tried to censor me, but I mean, I know they did it, and I think it's kind of a shame on them for trying to censor people like me and you who have really done nothing wrong.
No, absolutely, and I hope that people go check out your channel. Probably better. In fact, I guarantee you that content on his channel is better than anything you'll find over there at the Young Turds. So that's amazing. 12-year-old and more brain power than the entire Young Turd staff combined. Well, Matan, it has been an absolute pleasure. Next time you do something, dude, let us know. We'll get you back on.
Okay. I'll make sure to let you guys know. I mean, I don't know exactly what I'm planning. I know I'm going to be going to some protests.
Wait, Matan, you got on InfoWars today. Can we do a dance as we go to break? I'll do one with you. Let's do the one when you got on this, whatever that one is. Here, we got it.
So
take us to break, Matan. Take us to break.
I do some jumping jacks to get on.
Oh, he's healthy too. Oh my gosh.
Stand with Hong Kong.